welcome to a new vlog. It has been a while since I last posted a video because I wasn't happy with the direction I was going creatively and I needed some time to really think about what I wanted. Most of you know me from Poyura, the stationery shop that I run with my sister Jenny, but lately I've been trying to shift my focus more towards getting a UX design job. As a UX designer, you design website apps and tools that are easy and enjoyable to use for everyone. With this job, I still get to think creatively, but more in a problem-solving way. I really like it when I can really help people, which is something I kind of miss with Poyura. In order to get a UX design job, you have to create a portfolio to showcase your work. So let me show you what I got so far. This is my portfolio. So I have my portfolio in Dutch because I want to get a job in the Netherlands, but since I don't really know a lot of people from here, I also want to make this in English so I can ask for feedback from a wider audience and not just people who know Dutch. I created this in Squarespace. I think I can code this myself as well, but why work hard if you can work smart? It works for me. There are just a few features I would like to add, but I can code it myself. This is a short introduction about who I am. Under this you can see my projects, and then this is about me. Here you can download my CV and a contact page. I still need to change all the pictures here, but I think the most important thing is the text, so that's what I focus on. I think I can always change the pictures later on. So if we go to a project, I try to keep it concise, but as you can see it is really long. So to make it digestible, I added a table of content on the side so people can see how far into my project they are, but I also want to add a progress bar on the top, so maybe that motivates them to read more as well. And I think it's just more user-friendly that way, but Squarespace doesn't have that included, so I have to code it myself. I also need to style this a little bit better because it's hard to read right now. I just watched a video about how to add a progress bar and it kind of works. Or when I scroll you can see the progress bar. But sometimes it goes under the image like here. So I have to fix that somehow. And here as well. And it doesn't start from the beginning. Also, I think I will choose a darker color because it's kind of difficult to see. It's rarely the case that your project or design will be perfect the first try, so I asked my siblings if they could read my project and see if they understand my process, and maybe I could change something from there to make it better understandable. But since they are more from a scientific background, they kind of gave me feedback that contradicts with what I was taught in school. So it's kind of difficult for me to know whether or not I should change something. So I take their feedback with a grain of salt. I also kind of struggle with this idea that my portfolio has to be perfect in order to get a job. But I have to remind myself that hiring managers are probably just looking for people with potential. If I just come across as someone who's willing to learn, I do think that I get a chance to get the job if I just explain my process clearly and I show that I understand design. That would be good enough. I shouldn't let perfection hold me back from what I want, because In my mind, I think I only have one shot, but that's not true. I guess the portfolio will always be something that needs to be updated because my skills would get better over time. So that's also something that I have to remember. I fixed the scroll progress bar in the code, and also I added tables. I wasn't able to add tables in Squarespace. You had to code it yourself. And luckily, I tried to code my portfolio from scratch a few months ago, and back then I asked my boyfriend if he could help me with the tables because I was really struggling. So I just copied and pasted the code in here, and it's working. It looks quite nice. On mobile, it's almost perfect. So the first thing I did was changing the colors of my table of contents. I'm not sure if it's obvious enough, but the active state is now a little bit thicker than the other one. And this is also a darker color than this one, but I don't really notice it. I'm at a point in my portfolio where I'm just improving it based on the feedback that I got, and it is like a whole list of things that I have to do, and it seems like it never ends because my portfolio is never perfect. And also, since my portfolio doesn't really have a deadline, I can improve it endlessly. I just changed this image. Someone told me that it's kind of difficult to read the text when it's so small, so I made a version with bigger text, and I also removed the wide frame so there's just more room for the picture. I think these changes really make a difference because it just improves the readability of my case study, and all these small changes stack up. Also, I wrote all my to-dos in a sticky note, and I crossed them when I finished it so I can really see that I'm making progress and not just making invisible changes. I usually end my workday by going on a walk. It just makes me feel better. When I first started the shop with my sister, I really believed that it would somehow turn into something big if I just worked hard enough, and that's what I tried. But over time, it felt like I was running on a hamster wheel, always trying to design new products to sell and to keep the shop going. And over time, it really drained me because I was treating it like a full-time job, but I didn't earn a full-time living from it. But I still love creating new products and running the shop with my sister, but I want it to be more sustainable for myself. So that's why I'm trying to get a 9 to 5 so I can really focus on quality instead of quantity and create products that I'm really proud of. We had one shopper date this year because I was busy with my portfolio and Jenny was attending a lot of conventions this year. But we had one shopper date with stamps and coasters. But I was inspired by her hot pot stamp and I created a matching thank you card from it. Then Jenny was inspired by my hot pot drawing and she made a really cute pin.
When I was sketching new designs for a pin, I knew I wanted to make a shrimp one. Because of the meme, the shrimp posture, I thought that many people will think it's relatable, even for me as an artist. Actually, I filmed a reel to promote this shrimp pin. And I wanted to film me drawing. And that's the first time I saw my terrible posture. I was literally like this. So I think a lot of artists will relate to this. At first it was just a shrimp and it was very plain. And that's when I remembered you talking about wanting to draw the shrimp chips. So we have the shrimp inside a little bag. And I also added a laptop. I love how it turned out. The colors are exactly how I imagined it with the Pantone colors. And so I'm really happy with this manufacturer. If you also want to make your own pins, you can go to GSJJ. There will be a link in the description.